Welcome to Learning and Development's Women in Leadership series. My name is Shannon Krowicki, and I'm the Learning and Development Specialist here at Goodwill Industries of Southern New Jersey and Philadelphia. For today's session, I have the pleasure of introducing Danielle Fithian, Director of Mission Services. Danielle, thank you so much for joining me today. Can you please introduce yourself to our audience?
My name is Danielle Fithian. I am the Director of Mission Services here at Goodwill.
Awesome. Thank you so much for joining today. Could you give us just kind of a brief overview of your career so far and what led you to your position today?
Sure. My journey started with Goodwill about 9 years ago with the Goodwill Helms Academy. I started here as the Adult Education Administrator of that program, which I still hold near and dear to my heart. Helms Academy provides adults and young adults the chance to earn their high school diploma while developing the essential skills in the workforce. I've had the privilege over the years to watch countless individuals transform their futures through education. My role has evolved since then as the Director of Mission Services, where I am now overseeing all of our education, training, and workforce programs. I have a strong, dedicated team of 22 individuals, and my goal is to ensure that the programs that we offer to the community continue to grow, and we serve our community effectively.
Did you do anything before coming to Goodwill that was in a similar space?
I did. Education has always been a very important part of my life. Prior to Goodwill, after I'd graduated college, I was a teacher, special education teacher at a private school, and worked with individuals primarily who were autistic, a lot of them being nonverbal, some having pretty severe behaviors. Did that for quite some time. Then I moved over, still as a teacher, into the public sector, and also taught there as well for a couple years. I was lucky enough to take a few years off in between leaving that space and coming to Goodwill. But my shift toward adult education really sparked my enthusiasm when I came across this opportunity.
Awesome. Yeah, I have kind of a similar background in education. So
Okay.
education provides so many transferable skills, right?
So many.
Yeah.
You wear lots of hats,
Mhm.
which is exactly what we do here in Goodwill. And in fact, across all of our mission programs, um, a title for someone can mean one thing, but we certainly fill the roles of many other things.
So if you could go back in time and give yourself advice at the start of your career, what would you say?
I think first and foremost is probably embracing the learning curve. You don't have to know all of the answers right away. Growth comes from experiences, challenges, even mistakes. So we take every obstacle as a learning opportunity. Never be afraid to ask questions, seek guidance, and take on new challenges with confidence.
Yeah.
I think another important part for me is setting boundaries and prioritizing a balance, quite honestly.
Hmm.
I'm extremely passionate about all of our mission programs, and passion is important for work, but it's also taking care of yourself, which is important.
Yeah.
Burnout can be a real thing, and it's okay to say no, delegate, and step away when you need to. You can't pour from an empty cup.
Yeah. Yeah. Passion is so important. I remember something my dad said to me, maybe even like 3, 4 years ago. It was very recent. He said, you have to love what you do. You have to love what you do because you're at work most of your life, really. So he
More
said,
time than you spend at home. So
yeah.
it's so incredibly important.
Yeah, he said to me, he said, I have never woken up on a Monday and said, "Oh, I have to go to work
I
today." And
know, I
that really
know.
stuck with me. And I was like,
It's so important.
yeah,
Kind of an eye opener for you, I'm sure. Like, well, wait a minute.
yeah. I'm like, oh,
Um,
wow, he's right.
yeah,
Your
yeah.
parents are right. Who would have thought?
hmm Exactly.
Yeah.
One other piece that I think is really important to touch on in terms of mission programs and the drive and the passion to want to help people, to want to, uplift the small wins that they can celebrate. Sometimes we often measure progress or how we move along as in terms of like bigger milestones, but um being in this sector in adult ed, it really forced me to appreciate the smaller victories. Whether it's a student passing a test, a client securing a job, simply knowing that you've made someone's day a little bit better, it makes this work that much more enjoyable.
Yeah, absolutely. And just kind of talking about those small victories or maybe big
Mhm.
victories, can you share a moment in your career where you felt especially empowered or proud of one of your accomplishments?
How much time do you have, Shannon? As I mentioned, I started with Goodwill Helms Academy. We have so many individuals that are returning back to school to get their high school diploma. Um, One particular individual really sticks out for me. She was a young mother, of several children, a survivor of domestic violence. When she entered our program, she was very scared, unsure. What steps did she have to take next? Where to turn? Just skeptical about the whole process. She was struggling with housing. I mean, any barrier that could have surfaced for her was there and it was real. And all she wanted to do was just prove to her children how important education is. So she certainly didn't want to let herself down. Um, and there were lots of times where she would be coming consistently and then kind of fall off. Um, the needs of her children took place of the education, um, and it's entirely understandable. Um, but fast forward, I think she was with us maybe roughly 13 or 14 months. She completed all sections of the GED exam, and in fact did very well, and she got her high school diploma. It was incredible to watch. And not only the day that she earned her high school diploma was also the day that she found out she had safe and secure housing. So that was huge for me,
Mhm.
because it was very touching. It was impactful. And I thought to myself, she is a good example, a real positive role model where when these folks come through the door and they're like, I don't think I can do this. I
Mhm.
don't know that I can stick with this. You can you can do it. So it's empowering those people to believe in themselves. But it's those small things that really stick out to me.
Yeah.
And that, quite honestly, is just one. We have
Yeah.
so many. And I think that's why I truly love that program in particular, but I truly love the mission of Goodwill, and the support, the guidance, the services that we can provide on such a larger level than maybe just the reason that they walked through the door.
Absolutely. That's an amazing story.
It's a great story.
Yeah.
And in
And it's
fact,
what
I still talk to her
oh, good.
every once in a while. Yeah, every once in a great blue moon.
That's so
Um,
great.
yeah, and it's so nice.
Yeah.
But really, it's just one.
Right. One of many.
Yes, one of many.
So you mentioned that student being a role model for other students, but have you gotten any advice from any mentors or role models in your career that has stuck with you?
One piece of advice, and it kind of evolved from working someone in a very similar sector as I do. And I think the biggest piece for me was learning to meet people where they are. Um, I had a mentor way back in my early education days that told me, true leadership, mentorship, and service aren't about expecting people to fit into a certain mold or move at a certain pace. It's about understanding where they are in their journey and supporting them along their way.
Mhm.
Um, I have to give some of the credit to my mom, who's been an incredible and powerful role model my whole life. She's always led by example. She's always showed me the hard work, the importance of hard work, kindness, resilience. She's always been extremely supportive and believed in any role that I've wanted to pursue. And it's really kind of helped shape me into the person and leader that I am today.
Mhm. That's awesome. It's so important to have such a great support system.
Mm-hmm.
So
Really is.
how do you support and uplift other women in the workplace?
Definitely supporting other women in the workplace is something I'm passionate about. I believe that other women certainly empower each other. We create stronger teams, better workplaces, and greater opportunities for growth and success. I think one of the key ways that I support the other women in this organization is through mentorship, professional development. um, I make it a priority to encourage my team, helping them develop their skills, providing the confidence, and making sure that they see their potential. Um, and it's important to create those opportunities for women to step into leadership roles like myself, take on new challenges, give yourself the credit to advance in your career. I also think it's extremely important to collaborate together versus compete with each other. I always say to my team, you are valued, you're heard. Um, I'm supporting you. And whether that's recognizing achievements, providing encouragement, offering guidance, even if it's during difficult situations, um, the women that are around me need to know that they're not alone in their journey.
Yeah,
And I
absolutely.
also have a daughter myself. Um, and I want to empower her and show her how important it is to be all that you can be. So from my standpoint, modeling that strength and that importance and resilience and it's only going to encourage her to advocate for herself, to be strong, be powerful, be independent. Um, Supporting each other is incredible.
Mhm. Definitely. Awesome. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
And lastly, do you have any advice for someone who is maybe watching this video and sees your career path and wants to kind of model that? Do you have any advice for someone in the Goodwill network?
My advice for someone in the Goodwill network, don't ever lose the passion that brought you here and staying true to the mission that Goodwill embodies will just fill your heart. Um, Stay true to the opportunities that might come along your way. Um, you can thrive. You can move up. You can be creative. You can be innovative. Goodwill is truly supportive of anyone who is willing to try something new, something different. Stick with it. Don't ever give it up. We love that stuff. So stay true to yourself and your values and beliefs.
Definitely. Awesome. Thank you so much for joining
You're
us today,
welcome.
Danielle.
You're welcome.
I really
Thank you for
appreciate
having me.
it.